What are we doing? Talk me through what we've done so far today.
Well, I have this new idea. Welcome to my mind. You want me to talk about?
What's the basic premise of the idea?
Okay,
without giving too much away.
First off, today, I asked. Today I asked DeepSeek. I feel like I'm too in my head now. Okay, wait.
It's alright. Just talk to me. Like, tell me how you went about it.
Well, I showed you the thing where I was like, oh, I want to grow Timmy and Zeke's brand, and I was like, just give me the most like unhinged, unethical, and I also said gnarliest strategy. And you read that, and you were like, oh, yeah. But I had this idea as I was walking on the treadmill. I was like, okay, so there's a huge market right now for travel influencers and for people who want to get paid to travel and make a career out of content, all of that stuff. So I was like, okay, well, how can I create something synergistic? And then I was like, beep, boop, beep, boop, typed it to myself as I was walking on the treadmill. And then I then input this thing into DeepSeek, and it just like laid out this whole business plan for me. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Yeah. I feel like it has the potential to be like $1 billion idea. In my head, I'm like, Delulu. Not Delulu even just like, I feel like it can do that. Anyway, so now, what do you want me to say?
Yeah, so what excites you about the idea? You can just speak to me. Like, that's
what
okay.
What excites me?
Yeah.
I feel like what excites me is it incorporates what I really love, which is content and social media and travel, and it's what I've been trying to get you to do, you know, all the time. I've been nudging you like, Kaey-Lib, do this thing, do this thing, do this thing. And really, I think that's actually just me wanting to do it, and like I project it out onto you, and I'm like, Kaey-Lib, you should do this thing that I want to do. And so this is like a combination of that, but I really love that it also help small businesses, like local businesses, and a lot of pathways where everyone wins. And as DeepSeek is like, bestie, this is a win-win-win. Like, win. So it's like, I truly, okay, maybe this is just me being way too excited, but I just don't see any holes. Well, I see holes in terms of like potentially some like moat around it, because it could be easy to replicate, but I also then addressed that, and I was like, okay, well, what makes any company, any business right now stand out, or like, you know, have its moat? It's going to be the things that you can't replicate with technology, or like, you know, can't do that, which one of them being relationships, like actual relationships that you build with actual people. So I feel like that is awesome, and this is right up my wheelhouse. I feel like I do this stuff anyway. Like, I get a lot more excited when I'm creating content for others, and I'm creating content for like, even with Timmy and Zeke, I get so much joy like out of creating like really cool content that's just like cinematic and shows a story, and it's just like entertaining, consumable, and helps the economy. Like, I really feel like this idea can stimulate tourism in a lot of places, which I think is really, really cool. And I truly feel like it's like it'll encourage creativity, you know, because this thing encourages outside the box, like not just like, oh, this is just another, you know, another thing, another piece of content. Like, there's actually a unique edge to it that you can't replicate, because it's like, it's physical, you know. Oh my gosh, I wish I could just tell you the business. Okay, how would I describe it to you if you hadn't actually seen this idea? I'll describe it like, it's like Disney World, but global. Yeah, right? Disney World, but global, and there are characters.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I am the Disney World of these characters that I'm creating in the things. I am, and it's like global. I get to be like Walt Disney. Like, I'm like, yo, I create and I drew these little characters. And the idea is like one day someone can just be like, oh, I'm going to Disney World. And, you know, good luck if you haven't heard of Disney World. But also, if someone's like, what's Disney? What's Disney World? You'd be like, dude, just Google it, Instagram it, and it's like everywhere.
Mm.
This is so cool. Okay, so that's what makes me really excited is like, I feel like it's just Yana in a business. And also it combines what I love, just all smushed, like you said, like 7 things into one. But it's not complex. Like, it's actually really simple. And there's a pathway. Yes. This is like a pathway for, is that going to fluff it up or no?
What?
Like, is it going to rustle? I'm afraid.
Nah, be right. Just speak, however.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And I think, like, well, you know, like, I love experimenting with different ideas, and I feel like I have, like, a bazillion ideas, and literally what you saw here is what goes on in my head 24/7. As you said, I have a literal addiction to my phone.
Yeah.
But I think it's healthy. Like, it's like it's kind of like what Mr. Beast said. It's like, if I prioritize my mental health, I wouldn't be I wouldn't be here, you know, I wouldn't be as successful, and it's like,
yeah, but it's a subjective thing, mental health. It's like, is this the thing that makes you happy? And just stepping away from it for, like, someone else's idea of what makes you happy. Is that really happiness then if you're like, oh, I need to do what other people consider to be happiness-inducing activities when you've got the thing that you love?
Well, I also think there's a difference between being happy and something giving you life. Like, you know how... I don't know if it's the same with you, but when I'm, like, on coaching calls, even if I'm sick, like, after I'm on calls that, like, really rejuvenate my energy, I feel like I get better.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, it actually improves my life force, and, like, it's like, you know, cocaine makes you happy. But it's...
Yeah. When I say happiness, I'm also talking in terms of, like, joy, passion, fulfillment. Yeah. And it's like in... I think first year of uni we had to do a paper on, like, the difference between pleasure and happiness, and so that's the distinction. Pleasure is more like the cocaine stuff. Yeah. Happiness is joy and fulfillment.
You talked about that in your porn video, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Yeah. I did. Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah, and oh my gosh, this just like I said, it leverages 2 things that I don't think are gonna go away. You know, like, there's always gonna be content, and there's always gonna be the other thing, and travel. Oh my gosh, and I just feel like you would just meet the most, like, the people who would want to be a part of something like this. They're not just gonna be like, oh, like Grant Cardone, or like, you know, like Taylor Swift, or like, it might be Taylor Swift. But they're not just going to be people who are like, you know, just like, yeah, money, 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 or like, show me the numbers. It's going to be like really experience-based, like feeling like it's like you're not going to Disney World because you want to ride a roller coaster. You're going to Disney World because it's Disney World.
Yeah.
That's what I want to create. And I can see this being like movies created out of it. Documentaries.
Yeah.
And we're like getting the start of it. This is like... And I was like, obviously I gave DeepSeek. I was like, okay, give me the most unethical strategies. And it was like, unethical. Which, it's still pretty tame in terms of like it's very tame. So I'm going to bring this to the Dark Lord and going to be like, help me.
I like how you call him the Dark Lord. It's pretty good.
Dark Lord.
Pretty good way of putting it. Yeah.
And everyone wins. Like you were saying, when you look at the numbers, you'd be like, oh my gosh, this is like a no-brainer for what you get. Like,
yeah.
Why wouldn't you do this?
Yeah. And it's specifically a no-brainer because, like, you look at the monthly cost of these things, but me being on the side that would be someone who gets these things, I'm like, oh yeah, that's all right. There's always like a trade-off, but because of your ability to convey that value, I'm like, oh, when you can show people that stuff, you're like, of course, like that is the value is disproportionately in favor of like the people coming on to use your thing. I was just being mindful of the wording of like, how do I say this without giving away what it is, you know?
To use my thing or person or...
Yeah. The guy with the people at the places and the thing, you know?
And I feel like I already know at least 2 people who I could like be like, let's trial this thing out. Case studies. And then we also got onto the topic of creating pitch decks and what a pitch deck is, because this guy has never heard of a pitch deck. He was like,
Not in those terms, no. I've heard the term, but I didn't know what it was. So yeah. And that's why we started filming this, because I was like,
phone addiction.
I can start showing some stuff. But yeah. On that before, I'm like, that's also why sometimes now when you just jump straight onto your phone, if we're going out somewhere, like even before, I was saying that we went out and you didn't bring your phone and you jumped straight onto my phone whilst we were driving somewhere. I was like, I didn't be like, oh, when we went to the shops just before.
Did I?
Yeah, you just got straight onto my phone and started looking at stuff.
Did I?
Yeah, I think you don't even realise a lot of the time. But I just kind of left it because I was like, oh, I know you're doing something with it, because you're quite good at making the distinction when it's a bit too much and like being present. I know you're very good at being present with me as well. So I'm like, oh, there's clearly something going on, like some idea or something exciting right now. So I'm like, go for it. Like, no need for me to get in the way of it. I'm chilling, having fun driving around. It's like, it's funny because your thing is like jumping on the phone and doing stuff, and mine's like kind of going out and about and doing stuff is, I think, the equivalent of that for me. So I just enjoy driving around, you know? Like I kind of just drive around wherever anyway, or walk around or go do something outside.
Yeah.
So it's like we're both getting to do our things side by side.
I feel like I was actually just born and made for this age that we're in. Like, yeah. What I'm most excited about is, yes, the revenue model, like I feel like it's very lean in terms of getting started and even scaling, but like creating the Disney characters, my version of the Disney characters. What is my name gonna be? Because is Walt Disney his actual name? Walter Elias Disney. I'm gonna ask. Hey, bestie.
Apparently his head's frozen somewhere. I don't know if that's just an old sentiment. Yeah.
As the founder of a brand or company like this, in line with something iconic like Walt Disney.
Got this guy sitting here as well.
Yeah, that's my brand deals.
Back a tiny bit.
Oh my gosh. Whoa, yes. Yes. Oh my gosh. It really helps the small businesses. Like, imagine Haley. Like this would actually be a perfect platform. Like, you could actually even charge a premium. Like, Haley could actually charge a premium because they are going to be like once off. You know? And I would do stuff like that. She's the one that did my nails. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe in the editing you can zoom in. But anyway. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking that this might be a bit random. This part here might be a bit random. But I feel like It's not, right? Because it's like actually something that I feel like the economy will really stand behind, or like communities will really stand behind. It's like, yeah, supporting local businesses. What do you think?
I agree with this DeepSeek saying if we frame it right.
And plus, it's like, oh, come with me to this, and this. You know, that's very entertaining.
Yeah.
I feel like I love watching those videos as well, especially when it's like a time lapse.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it makes a lot of sense because it's like you're creating your own ecosystem with this stuff. So they do their thing, and then the people joining this also do their thing, but then it's like for them being able to show that to other people or sell the process to other people. It's like, oh, you actually don't have to go and do that stuff. Those people that come across as random get to do their thing, but you get to purely do your thing. And it's like you get paid for your stuff, they get paid for their stuff, and everyone does better because of that. Instead of just, it's not like, oh, you're exploiting these people, they're doing all the work and you're just, thingoing. It's very much like, oh, I'm doing this. Everyone's playing to their strengths, if that makes sense.
Do you think I could rock this name?
Maybe, but it just reminds me a lot of obviously the UFC fighter with the same name pretty much.
Oh.
Yeah. So I don't think I can get past that in my head, but maybe.
I mean, he's pretty iconic.
Yeah. I mean, the first name's different, obviously. Yeah.
I'll play around with it.
Yeah. How come you're thinking of having a different name for it? Like the Walt Disney name?
Like an alias.
Okay.
Because then it's like Disneyland, right? Whereas it's like Linland is like...
I think...
Clan. With a crow.
It's a little throwback there.
We named our first fitness company Clan Fitness.
We hadn't even finalised the idea, and I just made an Instagram page because I was like, this would be a great surprise for Yana. And she was a bit upset. Like, it was like, I wasn't ready for that, and I actually didn't like the name that much. And I was like, I'll delete this then.
And then someone was like, you know what this reminds?
I had like 2 or 3 dudes message me within like the 40 minutes that it was up there, and they were like, "Ooh, like, something to edit 5 seconds ago." Yeah. Well, I think for something, if you're looking for like a Disneyland-esque thing, it's like that name has specifically. It seems to have like a magical component. The word Disney itself. Wait, is his actual last name Disney? Is that what you were? Oh, okay. Oh, that's why you like Linland. Yeah, there's something to that name. Or maybe it's the name that makes it something. The name that you got there, I don't think it's that magical.
I've just asked DeepSeek, can you break down the magical energetics behind the name Disney? I wonder if it's like, if without context, Disney would be...
What it is.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Ooh, bestie! This deep dive. Yeah. We love you. We love you, AI.
Aye.
The name Disney is pure magic, and there's so much energetic power behind it. Let's break it down and cover why it's so iconic. The name Disney isn't just a name, it's a feeling.
Can you, just quickly, if you back up a little bit, what did you type into... Oh, you typed in that?
Yeah.
Exactly what you said before?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, like I've said, I think that's a big part of your genius is knowing how to ask the right questions. And that's, like, behind... most intelligent people, it's actually about...
asking the right questions.
Yeah. And that's
It's not
how a
just
lot
like,
of people...
oh, AI, it can show me.
Everything. But, you know, if you ask stupid questions, you get stupid answers kind of thing. So it's a skill to be able to ask good questions. Yeah. What's it saying about Thingo?
Oh, no.
What did it say in response to your AI question? Oh, the Disney question?
So it's rooted in family and legacy. Energetics. The name Disney comes from the Walt Disney's family lineage, giving it a sense of history and authenticity. People trust brands with a strong personal connection. It feels human and relatable. It's simple and memorable. So Disney is short, easy to pronounce, and instantly recognizable. Simple names stick in people's minds and are easy to share. 1 to 3 syllables is ideal. It evokes wonder and imagination. Yes, it does, doesn't it? The name Disney is synonymous with magic, creativity, and storytelling. Taps into the universal desires for escapism. There's a universal desire. I guess that's why storytelling is so popular then, yeah.
Well, that's why social media, everything's so popular. It's like, it's all a form of escapism to a degree, you could argue.
This thing is just escapism on steroids.
Yeah.
Choose, okay.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good.
That has some sort of resonance to it.
I think part of it is because the name itself has a ring, but there's a personal connection to it as well. And it'd be the alliteration for it as well. If you were doing land as the... Yeah.
Oh! Wait, is there already...
Probably, but you can get around that stuff. Like, you can't just...
Ooh.
What's that?
I don't know.
Alright,
But it's 730 followers, so no.
Yeah.
It's alright. I'm not stealing anyone's thunder. Disney transcends age, culture, and language. It's loved by kids, adults, and everyone in between.
Yeah, I think now it's getting into what they've already established using that name.
Oh my gosh.
Which is good.
Yeah.
What you getting there? What's interesting? What's standing
I'm
out to you?
just feeling, it's like swirling inside, just like feelings of like, let me play around with the naming.
Sounds good, sounds good. Alright. I think that's a good place to wrap up this first episode.
Yeah.
Alright. Love you guys. Hopefully the audio came out good.
BRB.
BRB.